Greetings and welcome to STEM Smart Academy. We are going to discuss the Kabras West Subcounty Joint Evaluation Mathematics Paper 2. This time we are going to discuss the Section 2 part of it because we finished discussing Section 1. In case you did not have time to go through our Section 1, kindly the video is in our channel. Just cross-check and you will find this video. All these questions were well discussed in our previous lesson. So straight away, we are going to question number 17, which will be the first question of this lesson. If you are following us also for the first time, kindly subscribe, like and share this video with your other friends, and turn on the notification button so that you get updated whenever we post a new content. You can see all this work were well discussed. All this was well discussed. So we are going to question number 17, ladies and gentlemen. But before we start looking at this question number 17, I would like to bring to you our August holiday tuition program, where we handle the JSS, that is grade 7 to grade 9, the senior school, that is grade 10, and the high school, that is Form 3 and Form 4. We offer mathematics, physics, computer studies, pre-technical studies, and integrated science. The charges are only 500 shillings per hour. For more information, you can call or WhatsApp 0741 30 43 11. Without wasting time, let's have a look at question number 17. The question reads, a land investment company sells a certain parcel of land in cash at 1 million shillings. The same parcel of land can be bought on hire purchase terms by paying a down payment of 200,000, followed by 24 monthly installments of 100,000 shillings each. Determine the carrying charge. Determine the carrying charge. First of all, let us compute the hire purchase price, the price if bought on hire purchase. So the hire purchase price is usually given by the deposit plus the total monthly installments given by the number of months times each installment. So here the deposit is 200,000 plus the number of months are 24 multiplied by each installment is 100,000. When you compute this, you are going to get 2,600,000 shillings. So if you decide to buy it on hire purchase terms, you are going to pay a total of 2,600,000 shillings. But if you could have bought it on cash price, remember from the question we were told that the cash price is 1 million. The cash price is 1 million shillings. So when they talk about the carrying charge is just like the interest. How much more are you going to pay? That is how much interest on top is the company going to gain. So to compute the carrying charge, I'm going to take the hire purchase price minus the cash price. So this is 2,600,000 minus 1 million. So this will evaluate to, when you find the difference, this will be 1,600,000. 1,600,000. Part B, calculate the rate of interest per month on hire purchase terms. So when you are told to calculate the rate of interest per month, I want to look at it this way. When we look at here, the cash price was 100,000, but this person paid a down payment of 200,000. So the balance becomes our principal. So let us compute our principal. Our principal in this case, dear learners, will be given by the cash price, which is 100,000. You less 200,000, which was our down payment. This is going to give you 800,000. 800,000 is now our principal. Now we know that from the compound interest formula, amount is given by P into 1 plus R over 100 to the power of N. Then let us substitute it. Our amount in this case is now how much in total did this person pay. Now I want us to be very clear. The amount paid, this person paid 100,000 in 24 months. So that is the amount that was paid. So 24 times 100,000 should be equal to the principal, which is 8,000. Because you see, instead this person was just left with a balance of 100,000 to pay. But instead of paying this 800,000 that was remaining, this person paid 100,000 for 24 months into 1 plus the rate 1 R of 100 to the power of N. For how many months? They are talking about per month, so this is 24 months. So this means that we can have it this way. 24 times 100,000, that is 2,400,000 is equal to 800,000 into 1 plus R over 100 to the power of 24. When you are here, you can reduce this by dividing through by 800,000. Divide this by 800,000, also this other side by 800,000. So when you take 2,400,000 divided by 800,000, you get 3. So this is 3 is equal to 1 plus R over 100 to the power of 24. Again, when we are here, to get rid of that power, we are going to get the 24th root. Root 24 also here, root 24. The 24th root of 24 is found by pressing 24, shift, then the button on the below the power button. Sorry, it is found by pressing, you press 24 first, then shift, then the raise to power button, then you press 3. This will be 1 point. I'm now getting 1.0468 being equal to 1 plus the R over 100. So this means R over 100 is equals to 1.0468 you less 1. We are almost getting our answer. So when you reach that particular step, we are now going to take it this way and say, we are now going to say that R over 100 is equals to 0.0468. 0.0468. When you cross multiply, it means R will be 100 times 0.0468. Then my R will be 4.68% per month. 4.68% per month. That is our rate. Question number C, part C of it. The parcel of land appreciated in a period of 5 years. For the first 2 years, the land appreciated at a rate of 5% per annum, compounded annually, and in the last 3 years, it appreciated at a rate of 12% per annum. 12% compounded quarterly. Calculate the value of the land after the 5 years period. 3 marks. We know that after 2 years, amount after 2 years will be given by principal into 1 plus R of 100 power n. So this will be, the amount here will be, initially, what was the initial value of the land? The land on cash price was being sold at 1 million. So this will be 1 million. 1 million into 1 plus the rate. The first 2 years it was at 5%. So the rate here is 5 over 100 to the power of n. N is here, it should be 2 years. When you press this in your calculator, you're getting this as 1,102,500. So that is the value of the land after 2 years. After now the 3 years, amount after the next 3 years still will be given by the formula P into 1 plus R over 100 to the power of n. So now the new value of the new value of the land is now 1,102,500 into 1 plus, now the rate in the next 3 years is 12. But now remember, this rate is being done quarterly, so it will be 12 over, you divide the rate by 4, so that is 12. I divide this by 4 over 100 into, now if you divide the rate by 4, then the period, which is 3, you will multiply it by 4. That is the rule. So this is like saying 1,102,500 into 1 plus 12 over 400 into 12 on top there. So this will evaluate to Kenyan shillings 1,571,901.378. So that is the value of the land after the 5 years. I hope it is very, very clear. Let me look at the next case, that is part D of it. After 5 years, due to environmental degradation, the value of the land depreciated at a rate of 6% per annum. Determine how long it will take the value to depreciate to a value of 1,153,625. Remember, how do you calculate depreciation? Amount is given by P into 1 minus R over 100 to the power of n. So the final value should be 1,153,625 being equal to the principal, which was the value after the 5 years, which we had found as when you look at the value there, we have it as 1,102,500 571,901.378 into 1 minus the rate, which is 6 over 100 to the power of n. This is determine how long, so we don't have the n, so I'll maintain here the n. Step number 2, we can divide through by 157190 like that. So this will be 1153 625 all over 157191.378. This should be equal to 1 minus 6 over 100 to the power of n. So in fact, yes, let me first maintain it that way. The next step here, I'm going to introduce logs on either sides. I'm going to say the log of, or even maybe before I introduce the log, let me get this value first so that I don't rush. This value here is 0.733,904,1853 is equivalent to, then we get 1 minus 6 over 100, 0.94 power n. So this is 0.94 to the power of n. For us to get the value of n here, we are going to introduce log on either side. So this will now be the log of 0.733904,1853 is equals to the log of 0.94 to the power of n. So this proceeds and become the log of 0.733904,1853 will be equal to the right hand side, the power can drop and become n log 0.94. So when you are here, you want to get the value of n, what do? You divide through. I'll divide here by the log of 0.94. Also this left side I divide by the log of 0.94. So when you are doing this division, ladies and gentlemen, on the right, the log 0.94 and log 0.94 will cancel. On the left, when I take the log of 0.733904,1853 divided by the log of 0.94, I get I now get 4.999996 is equals to n. But the question is, determine how long it will take. So when you look at that, when you round off to the nearest whole number, we are going to get, in fact, even we can just leave it there. So n is equals to 4.99996 years. Or if it could have said to the nearest whole number, we could have said 5 years, but that is the value. We can even say, you can even round it up to the nearest whole number, 5 years, so there will be no penalty there. But that is how you compute that particular question. I hope you've understood. Let's go to question number 18. as statistics question. The table below shows the distribution of marks of 40 students. You can see. Draw a cumulative frequency curve on the grid provided below. For us to draw a cumulative frequency curve, we need the column for what is called the cumulative frequency. So this will be 2 plus 5, 7, 7 plus 14, 21, 21 plus 12, 32, 33, sorry, 33 plus 6, 39, 39 plus 1, 40. Remember, a cumulative frequency curve is also called an ogive. And it is normally more like a slanted S. So let us start it. I'll start by drawing my axis. This is one of the most common topics that you ought to know as you prepare for your final KCSE exams. You can see how well detailed the question paper is. So I hope you are learning a lot. And if you feel you're gaining something, kindly drop a comment in the chat section telling us how you are proceeding with this lesson, if these concepts are being simplified, and if you're happy, you can say I'm enjoying the lesson. So it goes from 0 all the way to 40. So on the y-axis, that is the cumulative frequency curve. I can go with intervals of 10. So I know this is 0. I can have here 10, 20, 30, maybe can have here 40. This is the cumulative frequency curve. On that end, it is the CF. On the y-axis, so on the x-axis now here, we should be having the number of students. Not the number of students, but the marks. Here, we will be having the marks because the number of students is on the y-axis. So we'll start with the lower limit. So that is it will be from 30.5 to 40.5 all the way to 90.5. So ladies and gentlemen, I can have here 30.5. Always start with the lower limit. 40.5, 50.5, 60.5, 70.5, 80.5, then here 90.5. Let us see. Up to 40.5, the frequency is 2. From here up to 40.5, the frequency is 2. Up to 50.5, 7. At 50.5 here, the frequency is at 7. 6, 7 is here. At 60.5, the frequency is 21. 60.5, the frequency here is 20, then 21. At 70.5, the frequency is 33. 70.5, the frequency here is at 33. 31, 32, 33 is here. At 80.5, the frequency is 39. 80.5 at 39. Then finally 90.5 at 40. 90.5 is here at 40. You must realize that your ogive or the frequency, the cumulative frequency curve is normally more like an extended S. That is a must. Yes, now we are drawing it. like that. That is our ogive, as you can see. Just imagine doing like that. You have how many marks? 3 marks. Very simple marks. Use your graph to estimate the median. Before we estimate the median, let's get the median position. Median position. Remember, median is the middle value. The total frequency is 40. So when I take 40, I divide by 2. The median position is at the 20th position. So after getting the median position as the 20th position, you go to the cumulative frequency and locate where 20 is. Then read the corresponding mark. So I want to locate where 20 is. Then I read the corresponding mark. So 20 is here in the CF. Then you have to show an examiner using these dotted lines that you've obtained your value from the graph. So after that, now you present your value. You can see that is at in fact, it's not exactly at that line. It is somewhere here. Here you need to be very keen. I can see at that point it is here. So that means that is at 60. So the median here is 60. So the median is equals to 60. The median there is 60. And I hope you've seen how we've gotten the 60. Part B, taking the assumed mean as 55.5, calculate the mean mark. For us to get the mean mark, remember we had a table for marks. Let me just have here the column for marks. We had 30 to 40. 40, sorry, not 30. It was, let me see, 31 to 40 all the way that way up to 90. So we were having, when we look at it, it was 31 to 40, 41 to 50, 51 to 60, 61 to 70, 71 to 80, 81 to 90. Then with this you can get let's have the frequency first. The frequencies there were 257. We had the frequencies as 2, 5, 7, 14, 12. Have I skipped one? That one to 40, 40, 50, 80, 70, 80. Let me see. Let me just confirm the frequencies. 2, oh sorry, it should be 2, 2, 7, 14, 12, 6, then 1. What number can I have forgotten? Let me confirm once again. 2, 5. Oh, after 2, 5, this should be 14. I'm the one who this should be 14 here, because after 7 it's 14. Then sorry, not really that way. It is 2, 5, 14, 12, 6, then 1. After getting the frequencies, we can get the midpoint x. X is our midpoint. How do we get the midpoint? That 1 plus 40 divided by 2. So this is 35.5. That 5.5, 45.5, 55.5, 65.5, 75.5, 85.5. We have our midpoint. Then I can get the deviations. The deviations D is usually given by x minus a. So our assumed mean here is 55.5. So that 5.5 minus 55.5, you get negative 20, negative 10, 0, 10, 20, then 30. After this, we can populate a column we call the FD column. FD column. FD column means F times this. So 2 times negative 20, this is negative 40. 5 times negative 10 is negative 50. 14 times 0 is 0. 12 times 10 is 120. 6 times 20, that's also 120. 1 times 30, that is 30. Then after this, I can get another column, which is called the D squared column. Let me get the D squared column. With the D squared column, I'm squaring the D values. So this will be negative 20 squared is 400. Negative 10 squared is 100. 0 squared is 0. 10 squared is 100. 20 squared is 400. 30 squared is 900. Then finally, I need to compute the last column, which is called the FD squared column. The FD squared column. FD squared column. So that is F times D squared. So 2 times 400, this is 800. 5 times 100, this is 500. 14 times 0 is 0. 12 times 100, this is 1200. 6 times 400, this is 2400. 1 times 900, this is 900. Then you get the summation. When you add 800 plus 500 plus 1200 plus 2400 plus 900, this is 5800. 5800. Then let me get the FD summation. When you add the FD column, negative 40 plus 50 plus 120 plus 120 plus 30, this is 180. Remember the total frequency here was 40. Now when you have this table, let me maybe just rule it so that we don't get confused, but I'm very sure even they are very clear here. Yeah. Now after this, I can come and calculate my mean, because now I'll say mean is equals to assumed mean plus summation of FD over the summation of F. So my assumed mean here is 55.5 plus the summation of FD, which is 180, I divide this by 40. So this is 55.5 being added to 180 divided by 40. This is 4.5, which exactly gives you a mean of 60, which gives us a mean of 60 when we compute. Once we are done with that, we can go and calculate what is called part Roman 2, the standard deviation. Standard deviation is given by the root of summation of fd squared over summation of f minus the summation of fd over the summation of f, all this being squared. So this will be the summation of fd squared is 5800 over the summation of f, which is 40, minus the summation of fd, which is 180, over the summation of f, which is 40. Then you square this value. All this is under square root. So this becomes the root of 5800 divided by 40, that is 145, minus 180 divided by 40. When you square it, it is 20.25. So this is the root of 145. You less that, you get the root of 124.75, and this is 11.17. Have they told? Yes, 11.17. I hope you can see exactly what we've done in that particular step. Question number 19. Question number 19. I hope you are gaining something, dear learners. It is my hope that you are gaining something. A farmer has two pumps, P and Q, used to water his farm. When both pumps are working together, they take 3 1/3 hours to complete watering the farm. One day, both pumps were switched on for 1 hour 10 minutes, after which pump Q developed a mechanical problem and had to be switched off. As a result, pump P continued working alone and completed watering the farm after 6 hours and 30 minutes. Part A of the question: find the fraction of the job done by the two pumps before Q was switched off. So they are saying if P and Q both work together, they take 3 1/3 hours to complete watering the farm. One day, both pumps were switched on for 1 hour 10 minutes, after which pump Q developed a mechanical problem and was switched off. So this is what I want us to know. Let's first get the fraction of the job done by both in 1 hour. So let me see the fraction. Let me compute the fraction done by both in 1 hour. That will be given by 1 divided by 3 1/3 is 10 over 3, meaning in 1 hour they will do 3 over 10 of the work. If they work together for 1 hour, they can do 3 over 10 of the work. So if this is the case, on one day both pumps were switched on for 1 hour 10 minutes. after which so they worked for 1 hour 10 minutes. So I'll say if in 1 hour the two can do 3/10 of the work, what about, when you talk about 1 hour 10 minutes, this is like saying 1 plus 10/60, which is equivalent to, when you say 1 plus 10/60, this is like saying 7/6 hours. 7/6 hours. So what about 7/6 hours? You cross multiply. This will be 7/6 multiplied by 3/10. So when you multiply this by 3/10, you get 7/20. This gives you 7/20 of the work. So the two did 7/20 of the work, because I have, yes, 7/20 of the work. That's what they did. Roman 2, the time each pump working alone can take to complete the work. So if they did 7/20 of the work, let's get the remaining fraction of the work. Remaining, let me compute the remaining fraction of the work. This is given by 1 minus 7/20, which gives you 13/20. 13/20 is the remaining work. So this remaining work, 13/20, remember, Q developed a problem and P continued. So this remaining work, which is 13/20, we are being told that pump P continued working alone and completed watering the farm after a further 6.5 hours. So meaning that if I want to get the time taken by P, sorry, P took 6.5 hours to complete this work. So I'll say I want now to get P alone. So if 6.5 hours results to 13/20 of the work to be finished by P, what about 1 hour? I want to get the fraction that can be done by P alone in 1 hour. What do? We cross multiply. So in this case, we can now say P alone in 1 hour will give you 1 multiplied by 13/20 divided by 6.5. So that means that P alone can take 13. 1 times 13/20 will just remain as 13/20 divided by 6.5. This is 1/10. P alone in 1 hour can do 1/10 of the work. This is the work that can be done by P alone in 1 hour. But remember, in 1 hour, both of them working together, they'll do 3/10 of the work. But P alone does 1/10, meaning the remaining work is what can be done by Q. So after getting this for P, but I know the total of them in 1 hour will do 3/10 of the work. So I can again say work done by Q alone in 1 hour will now be given by, because all of them in 1 hour will do, if they work together, they'll do 3/10 of the work. But I've realized P alone in 1 hour does 1/10 of the work. So I have to minus 1/10 of the work. When I minus 1/10 of the work, this will become 2/10 which is equivalent to 1 over 5. So Q alone will do 1 over 5 of the work. The time each pump working alone can take to water the farm. Now, if this is how we interpret it, now let's look at this particular question. They are saying the time each working alone can take to water the farm. So if P can do 1 over 10 of the work, then it means P takes 10 hours to water the farm, the whole farm. That's what you need to understand. To water the farm, P takes 10 hours to water the farm, to water the farm. And if Q does 1 over 5 of the work in 1 hour, then it means Q takes 5 hours also to water the farm. I hope that is very clear. I hope that is very clear. Let me look at part B. A dam containing 4,158 cubic meters of water is to be drained by pump P. The pump is connected to a pipe of radius 3.5 centimeters and it operates for 8 hours a day. Water flows through the pipe at a rate of 1.5 meters per second. Find the number of days it will take to drain the dam. So, a dam contains this amount of water. So first of all, I'm going to get the volume delivered per second. Let me calculate volume delivered per second. This will be given by the formula. This will be given by the length of the pipe, which is 150 meters in centimeters. So 1.5 meters in centimeters, that will be 150. Multiply this by the pi, 22 over 7, by the radius of the earth, which is or maybe let me first start by giving the formula because someone might get stuck. Let me just give the formula because they also help in revision. So the formula here, because it's cylindrical, its volume is given by pi r squared h. So this will be 22 over 7 times the radius 3.5 squared times the height 150 centimeters. This gives you 5,775 cubic centimeters. That is the volume delivered per second. But now, if this is the volume delivered per second, it operates for 8 hours a day. For 8 hours a day. So this is just in 1 second. But now, I want to see if 1 second is equal to this. What about the total linear? I'm going to relate it this way. Let me put it this way. If, let me ask myself, if in 1 second it delivers 5,775 cubic centimeters, what about this total volume of 4,158? And because it is in cubic meters, I'll now multiply this by 100, 100, 100. what do we do here? Now this one now is also now in cubic centimeters. What we do in this case, we cross multiply. When you cross multiply, this now will become 1 multiplied by 41, 58, 100, 100, 100. Divide this by 57, 75. This is giving us this, whatever we are calculating here is the time taken to drain the tap. This is now time taken to drain the dam, which is equal to 4158,000,000 divided by 5775, which is equal to 4158,000,000 divided by 5775. You get 720,000 seconds. 720,000 seconds. This one here you can convert it to hours, which is equal to, let me get the time in hours. I'll take it 720,000 divided by 3600, which is equal to 200 hours. So it will take 200 hours. But now remember that it operates for how many hours a day? 8 hours a day. So let me get the number of days. You know that if in one day it only works for 8 hours, what about for these 200 hours? How many days should this be? So this tells me the number of days. Number of days will be equal to 1 times 200 divided by 8. 1 times 200 divided by 8, which will be equal to, when you take 1 times 200 divided by 8, this is 25 days. That is equivalent to 25 days. It is my hope you've seen that particular flow, 25 days. Let us go now to question number 20. Complete the table below, giving the values correct to 2 decimal places. This one you don't have to struggle because you know how to key in a calculator. But one thing to emphasize on, the question is very strict. Leave your answers to 2 decimal places. So let us see cos x when x is 80. So the cos of 80 will give us, the cos of 80 will be 0.17. Cos 160, negative 0.94. Sin x minus cos x. So sin 40 minus cos 40 here, you get negative 0.12. Sin 100 minus cos 100, 1.16. Sin 40 minus cos 140, that is 1.41. I hope that is clear. Do we have the graph? Okay. Part B, draw the graph of y is equal to cos x and y is equal to sin x minus cos x for x ranges from 0 to 180 degrees. You've been told a scale to use here, 1 centimeters for 20 degrees and on the x-axis, and 4 centimeters for 1 unit on the y-axis. So the question here is very, very specific on the do's and the don'ts. Let me see. So let's have this as this one here is our graph. Make sure if you've been told a scale to use, you stick by that scale. On the y-axis, they are saying on the x-axis 1 centimeter is 20 degrees. So that means on the x-axis I'll go by, this is 20, 40, 60, 80, 100, 120, 140, 160, 180. On the y-axis, if 4 centimeters is 1 unit, so that is 1, 2, 3, 4, this is 1. But if this is 1, common sense will tell us this is 0.25, 0.5, 0.75. Maybe this is now 1.25 as we proceed. Also on the negative side, you have this is negative 0.25, negative 0.5, negative 0.75, negative 1, negative 1.25. So let's do the plotting. Here we need to be very keen. I'll start with the first one, cos x. 0, 1. So 0, 1 is here. So here you should be knowing what each small square represents. That is very important. Let me first do that analysis. Let me look at the y-axis. In the y-axis, you can see 5 small squares is equals to 0.25, meaning one small square will be equal to 1 times 0.25 divided by 5. This is a 0.05. That's on the y-axis. Let's also have a better understanding on the x-axis because these things are very important. On the x-axis, 5 small squares is equals to 20, meaning one small square will be 20 divided by 5, which is 4. Now, once we have that interpretation, our work has been simplified, ladies and gentlemen. We are now going to have it this way. We'll say, we know that at 20, it should be at 0.94. So let us see, 0.94. I want to know how many small squares are those, so I'll take 0.94. I divide this by 0.94 divided by 0.05. This is 18.8 small squares. So 5, 10, 15, 16, 17, 18. There. At 40, 77. Sorry, 0.77. So I'll have 0.77 divided by 0.05. That is 15.4 small squares. 5, 10, 15.4. Are not there, but in between these box, 5, 10, 15. There. At 60, 0.5. 60 here, 0.5. 80. I did not fill for 80. Seems I had omitted that. Let me find the cos of 80. Let me get the cos of 80. What did I press on this table? because cos 80 should be 0.17. I think I skipped cos 120. Cos 120 should be negative 0.5. This one here is at negative 0.5. Then cos 160, negative 0.94. That's correct. So at 80, I'm at 0.17. So I'll have 0.17 divided by 0.05. This is 3 small units. 3.4. So 1, 2, 3. Somewhere there. At 100, negative 0.17. So 1, 2, 3. Somewhere there. Then 120, negative 0.5. 120, negative 0.5 here. 140, negative 0.77 this time. So when you have negative 0.77 divided by 0.05, that is 15.4. 5, 10, 15. Somewhere there. At 160 is at negative 0.94. That is 19.4. 5, 10, 15. 19.4 is here. Then 180, it is at 1, negative 1, sorry. 180 is at negative 1 here. Like that. Then, what are we going to draw? We are now going to draw our curve. Our curve will go this way. I hope you can see. It must be a smooth, continuous curve, always. It must be a smooth, continuous curve. It must be a smooth. Yes, that is our curve. Let's plot the other one also. Let me plot it using a blue ink. 0, negative 1. So 0, negative 1 is here. Then 20, negative 0.6. So I'll have negative 0.6 divided by 0.05. That is 12 small squares. So 10, 12 is here. At 40, negative 0.12. So that is 2.4. That is at, so it should have been at 40. 2.4. At 60, 0.37. That is 7.4 boxes. At 80, 0.81. That is 16.2 boxes. 5, 10, 15, 16.15 is here. 16.2. Wait, the other one was at 60. Let me recheck that at 60. It was 0.37. That was 7.4. Okay. At 100, I have 0.81. So at 100, I have 1.16. 1.16 divided by 0.05. That is 23.2 at 100. 23.2. So 5, 10, 15, 20, 21, 22. Somewhere there. At 120, that is 1.37. That is 27.4. Let me count. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 26, 27. Then at 140, that is 1.41. 1.41 divided by 0.05, that is 28.2. Let me count. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 26, 27, 28.2. Then at 160, 1.28, 1.28, that is 25.6, 25.6. Then 180 is at 1. Like that. So let's now draw the curve. I hope you can see the pattern it's taking. We can now have this the curve well drawn. You can see how my curve is behaving. That is my curve. You've seen how it behaves so far. So we are done with it. Use the graph to solve. So let me maybe just label my curves for accuracy. This blue one is sine x minus cos x. Then the other one, this is cos x. This other one here is cos x. So they are saying use the graph to solve the equation. Sine x minus cos x is greater than or equal to 1.2. So let's look at the line where y is equals to 1.2. Where is y 1.2? So the line y is equals to 1.2. Let me get 1.2. So when I take 1.2 divided by 0.05, 24. So this is 5, 10, 15, 20. 24 is here. So that is the line 1.2. So let me draw this line. This is the line y is equals to 1.2. So the point where that line is greater than 1.2, we are going to read the x values. We are going to read the x values. For instance, here, I'll now reach here. Then I come to take this value. I'll also take this value here. Sorry. I hope you are relating. How this thing is being done. like that. So this means the first value here is at, remember one small square is 4. So this one here is at 102, and the other one there is at 168. So it is 102 to 168. So solve this, the values of x. So solve this. So it is 102 x, it will be 102 less than or equal to x, which is less than or equal to 168. All the values of x within that range, should it really be less than or equal to, let me see, no, should be less than, not the equal to. Yes, those are the values. Solve the equation. X goes all the way to, so cos x is equal to a half sin x. So when they say cos x is equal to a half sin x, cos x is equal to a half of sin x, how should we interpret it? So cos x being equal to a half of sin x, let's look at our equations once again. Where are the two intersecting? They are intersecting at 64. So this is maybe let me just expound on this. You know, this means when you have the equation cos x is equal to a half of sin x, this means 2 cos x is equal to the sine of x, and that means they had taken these equations and equated them. When you take the first equation was sin x minus cos x being equal to, the other equation was cos x. When this goes on the other side, it means that sin x is equal to 2 cos x. So this one is the point of intersection. It means we need to get the point of intersection of the two curves. So I'll come see where the two are intersecting. This is 63. So x is equal to 63 in this case. X is equal to 63 degrees. That one is done. Question number 21. In this question, use a ruler and a pair of compass only. Part A. Construct a triangle ABC such that AB is equal to 9 centimeters, BAC is equal to 7, and angle CAB is equal to 60. So I'll just give a sketch because I don't have the construction tools. So now this is my AB, which is equal to, you have to ensure it is 9 centimeters. The angle at A is 60. How do you construct 60? Stand here at A with a compass of any radius, make an arc. Come to where the arc has cut the line AB. Without adjusting the same measure, make another arc. So when you join this way, this is 60 degrees. But the angle AC is 7 centimeters. So after you've extended this line, ladies and gentlemen, after you've drawn this line, measure 7 centimeters. After measuring your 7 centimeters, stand at A, see where it is going to make an arc. Take a cut at that point. Join that point now to C. So join that point now back to B. So this is now my C. Such that AC is now 7 centimeters. 2 marks and construct the locus of P, which is within the triangle, such that P is equidistant from A and B. Because P should be equidistant from A and B, this is the perpendicular bisector. What we are going to get here is the perpendicular bisector of the line AB. That is the locus they want, the perpendicular bisector of the line AB. So let us bisect the line AB, ladies and gentlemen. I'll stand at A, make an arc on top, make an arc at the bottom. Come to B, make an arc, make another arc, then draw. Then now you are supposed to draw. That is the perpendicular bisector of the line AB, and this is the locus we call locus P, the perpendicular bisector of the line AB. Then after that, just imagine doing like that, you have another 2 marks. Construct the locus of a point Q, which is within the triangle, such that C to Q is less than or equal to 3.5. C to Q. So, if you are told so, you have to stand at Q. You have to stand here at C, sorry. Measure your 3.5 centimeters. Then see where it's going to cut. The 3.5 centimeters from C with my compass at C and a radius of 3.5 centimeters, it is cutting my arc that way. So this is the locus Q. That is my locus Q. After that, you have another 2 marks. On the diagram in part A, shade the region R containing all the possible points enclosed by the locus of P and Q, such that AP is greater than or equal to BP. AP should be greater than or equal to PB. AP should be greater than or equal to PB. So this should be the point. I hope you've seen how you do that. So this is the region R. That is the region R. Find the area of triangle ABC. Now you need to get the area of the triangle ABC. How do you get area? Let us see. Area is given by a half times base times height. So this is a half times the base AB, which is 9, times the height. How do you get this height? In fact, not a must. They want ABC. I can even use the formula because I am not sure with this height. I can use a half AB sine theta. Let me use that one. I think that one is much more simpler because we have 2 sides and an angle in between. That is the most appropriate formula to use without struggling. I'll say area is equals to a half AB sine theta. So this will be a half times A9 times B7 sine theta, which is 60. When you place this in your calculator, you are going to get the answer is 27.28. 27.28 square centimeters. That is the area of that particular triangle. Question number 22. In the figure below, OP is a half A plus B. OR is 7/2A minus B. and RQ is 3 over 2 KB plus a half MA, where K and M are scalars, and 2 PS is equals to 3 SR. Express as simple as possible in terms of A and B. The vectors PR. Let's look at PR. How will I move from P to R? I have to know that PR can be PO plus OR. PO plus OR. Now, PO is the opposite of OP. If OP was a half A plus B, then PO will be minus a half minus B. So this is minus a half of A minus B plus OR, which is 7 over 2A minus B. So this will evaluate to, let me get the like terms, negative a half plus 7 over 2, that is 3A. Then minus B, that is minus 2B. So this is 3A minus 2B. From and 2 PS. How do you get PS? When we get to PS, let me see, P to S, I can talk of, do we have a relation? Let me see. Yes, we had something that said 2PS. Remember we had 2PS being equals to 3SR. This means that PS is equals to 3 over 2 of SR. That is the secret, SR. But now do we have the SR? So let me see. Remember already we have the PR. Two PS is equals to 3 SR. Now, if 2PS is equals to 3 SR, there's something I want us to know. Meaning this is 2PS is equals to 3 of SR. This means that the total ratio here is 5. So, when I want PS, I can say PS is equals to 2 over 5 of PR. I can say PS is equals to 2 over 5 of PR. That is some logic reasoning. So this means we are going to have this as 2 over 5 of PR, but my PR I've already gotten as 3A minus 2B. 3A minus 2B. So this will be sorry, let me just see. PS, what are we looking? We are looking for. Let me see. Have I expressed this ratio well? When they say 2PS is equals to 3SR, it means, let me see, it means that if just trying to see, when you have it this way, it means, let me get the relation between 2ps. So it means that 2ps is equals to 5 PR. Here we need to be very, very keen with how we are approaching that question at that particular point, because I can see where several learners are likely to commit a mistake, and I want to clarify that point. Let me rewrite it. I rewrite that statement, because most likely many learners are going to commit a mistake there. There is a concept that is hidden here that learners have to understand. Learners have to understand, because it is a very, very important. And the concept is here. Let us come back here where it says 2ps is equals to 3 SR. I want we get it this way. If this is the case, if that is the case, applying the ratio theorem concept, then it will mean that since 2ps is equals to 3 SR, it means first I can get the ratio ps to SR. So it will mean, let me have this as if I divide here by 2, I also divide here by 2. I want to get the ratio of ps to SR. If I divide here, let me have all this one changed, because I'm seeing there is a place that learners are most likely going to mix up here. I've divided here by 2, I divided here by 2. So this and this cancel. So I'm having 2ps, sorry, I'm now having ps. I'm now having ps being equal to 3 over 2 SR. To get rid of this, I divide here by SR by SR. This and this cancel. So this means that PS over SR is equal to 3 over 2. And this will mean the ratio of PS to SR is 3:2. PS to SR is 3:2. I hope you've seen. Let me write it as a ratio form. I hope you can see this ratio. PS to SR is 3:2, meaning PS is 3, SR is 2. If this is the case, then I'll be fine if I say that my PS is now given by 3 over the total 5 of PR. I hope I've clarified that concept. So PS is 3 over 5 of PR, not 2 over 5. PS should be 3 over 5. I hope you've seen how that question should be done. So I've said that now PS is 3 over 5 of PR. So 3 over 5 of this will be 9 over 5A minus 6 over 5B. 9 over 5A minus 6 over 5B. Then OS. Let's now get OS. How do we get our OS, dear learners? So OS will be given by, you have to go back to the question. Let's look at the diagram. O to S, do we have any relation? talking about OS, let us see. OS can be, because I've already found PS, I can say OS is OP plus PS. Yes, OP plus PS. Our OP, we are having, our OP is a half A plus 2B. So I have A plus B, sorry. So I'll have here, I have A plus B, that is OP, plus PH, which I've found is 9 over 5A minus 6 over 5 of B. This evaluates to, when you take a half of A, when you take a half of A plus 9 over 5, this is 23 over 10, 23 over 10A. Then you have B, minus 6 over 5. This is minus 1 over 5B. Minus 1 over 5 of B. I hope that is clear. Part B, express OQ in terms of A, B, K, and M. OQ. OQ. So with that one, we are going to say OQ is, let me see, OQ. OQ now, I'll say, first I'll have to get the ratio. I'll have to get the ratio. Let me see. Do we have anything that is giving us a hint? I have OS. And if I've gotten my OS is 23 over that. I'm just trying to see. Do we have anything that is giving us a hint on what should be done? Because remember, with these questions, you need to be very, very smart, more so on how you are executing them. If you make a slight mistake, then trust me, you will be gone. You will be gone. But they are not difficult questions. RQ. Let's because we have our OS with us, we can get OQ, because I know that OQ, let me first get OQ. OQ can be given as OQ can be given as OR plus RQ. But what is OR, ladies and gentlemen? From our diagram, OR is 7 over 2A minus B. 7 over 2A minus B plus RQ, which is a 3 over 2 KB. 3 over 2 KB plus a half MA plus a half MA. So the moment you have that, the moment you have this, I think that one even, is there a need to work it out further? Even that one is just correct up to that point. Then, but see, if Q lies on OS produced, Q lies on OS produced, with OQ to OS being equal to 5 to 4, find the values of K and M. So you know, if you are told that OQ, remember they said to simplify our answers as much as possible. This one even I can collect the like terms. 7 over 2a plus a half ma. A is common here. So I can say this as a into 7 over 2 plus a half m. Now minus b plus k over 2b. So this one I'll say here minus, what is common here? B is common. So I'll say minus b into 1 minus a half m. So 1 minus 3 over 2b. 3 over 2k. Yes, that is the most simplest one. So if OQ to OS is 5:4, then it means OQ is equal to 5 over 4 of OS. So this means that OS is 4 over 5 of OQ. So my OS will be given by 5 over 4 into open the first bracket, I'll say into a into 7 over 2 plus a half m minus b into 1 minus 3 over 2 k. So when we open these brackets, this will be 28. So this will have been this is 4 over 5, not 5 over 4. This should be 4 over 5. Let me have it here. Over 5. So this is a into 28 over 10 plus 4 over 5. So plus 4 over 10 also. M minus b into minus b into that. Am I doing it the right way? I think to avoid all this ambiguity, let me deal with the other equation, because this of factoring out, I'm very sure it will bring some confusion somewhere. Let me just deal with the normal one, so that to have it simplified to my learners. Because I'm very sure this will bring ambiguity. I'm very, very positive about it. So let's see this. Our OS, our OQ, we had it as 7 over 2a minus b plus 3 over 2 kb plus a half ma. So when you multiply through, this will be 28 over 10a minus 4 over 5b plus 12 over 10 kb plus 4 over 10 ma. So that is what we have found by expanding. But now I want us to understand this. that this is OS, but also remember on top here we had found another OS. So this is now the second version of OS. So I'm going now to equate. I'll say 28 over 10 A minus 4 over 5 B plus 12 over 10 KB plus 4 over 10 MA should be equal to the other one, which we had as 23A minus 1 over 5B. 23 over 10A minus 1 over 5B. Here we can factor out the common vector A into 28 over 10 plus 4 over 10M being equal to 23 over 10A. So in this case you can see vector A and vector A will cancel out. Then now I'll have 4 over 10M being equal to 23 over 10 minus 28 over 10. So this means when you look at it well, my M will be, so first of all I'll take 23 over 10 minus 28 over 10, that is negative a half, divided by 4 over 10. This is M is negative 5 over 4. From this execution, you'll be getting the value of M as negative 5 over 4. Then how do we get the value of K? To get the value of K, I'm trying to see where we can replace it easily. To get K also, I'll equate those with B's now. I'll say I'm going to pick minus, let me see, this is what is common here, B. I can have here B into negative 4 over 5 plus 12 over 10 K is equals to negative 1 over 5B. So B and B cancel. So I'll have here negative 4 over 5 minus 12 over 10 K is equals to negative a half. So this will be, K will be given by, what do? We collect the like terms. First I'll have here negative a half plus 4 over 5. Then divide through by negative 12 over 10. You get this as, is K a quarter? When I evaluate this, let me confirm again. I can have it maybe, let me just confirm again my working. What am I getting? When I have here, so this should have been 5 here, not a half. I'm the one who is messing it around. This is because it was negative a half, negative 1 over 5B. So this is 5. To give you the value of K as a half. So K is a half, M is negative 5 over 4. A very, very beautiful question. Let's look at the second last question very fast. The 18th term of an AP is 59, and the sum of the 7th and 11th terms of the AP is 58. Part A, find the common difference. So the 18th term is 59, so that means 59 is obtained by taking A plus 17D In the next case, they are saying the sum of the seventh term. The seventh term is usually a plus 6d plus the 11th term, which will be a plus 10d. This summation should be equal to 58. So a plus a, this is a 2a plus 16d is equivalent to 58. When you reduce that equation, this equation, when you reduce it, it becomes, when you divide through by 2, a plus 8d is equals to 29. So let us solve those two equations simultaneously. So I have here a plus 17d being equal to 59, and now I'm having a plus 8d being equal to 29. Subtract directly and a vanishes. 17d minus 8d, this is 9d is equals to 30. Our 9d is 30. Then now we are supposed to get the value of d. So d will be now, our d will be now 30 over 9. So my d will be 3 1/3. So my a will be given by 59 minus 17 into d, which is 30 over 9. So the value for a in this case will be equal to 2 1/3. A is also now 2 1/3. Roman 2, the sum of the first 50 terms of the AP, sum of n terms is given by n over 2 into 2a plus n minus 1 into d. So this is the sum of 50 terms will be given by 50 over 2 into 2 times a, which is 6 7 over 3 plus 50 minus 1 into d, which is 30 over 9. Let us press all this in a calculator. I hope you remember, you know how to combine all this. So this can be written even as, this can become 25 into 14 over 3 plus 490 over 3. This is evaluating to 4,200. Part B, the basic salary per month of John during the first month of employment is 32,400. His salary increased by 4% at the end of each year. If he was employed on 1st January 2002, find his monthly earnings in the year 2014 if his incremental date is the month of January each year. So here we are going to apply the AP such that the sum of n terms should be given by a into this is a 1 plus r over 100, sorry, to the power of n. No. Yes, we are going to use that formula. In fact, let me have the correct formula here to use is the amount. A is equals to P into 1 plus R over 100 power n. So the first salary here is 32,400 into 1 plus R, which is 4 over 100 to the power of n. So when you count from 1st January 2002 to 2014, how many that is how many years? Is this I'm trying, let me see. No, we cannot use this formula. Let me we have the GP formula. We should be using the this is a geometric progression. First, you have to identify if the common ratio is greater than 1 or less than 1. If it is so, then we are going to say that the sum of n terms will be given by a into r power n minus 1 just trying to see the right formula that we can apply in this question. The basic salary per month of John during the first month of employment is 3,200. 32,400. Then we're being told his salary is increased by 4% at the end of each year. What comes to your mind, dear learners? The salary being increased by 4% each year. The salary is increasing by 4% each year. So this will mean, when we look at it very well, we are not looking at the summation. They want his monthly salary, monthly earnings during that year, not the sum. That's where I was not getting right. So they want the nth term. That was the tricky part in it, to understand it, but now we have it with us. So the nth term is given by a r power n minus 1, because these are GP. So the first value is 32,400 multiplied by the ratio, because it is increasing by 4%, so it will be 100 plus 4, which is 104, over 100, which is 1.04. So this is times 1.04 power from 1st January 2002 to 2014, and it's annual. Those are 13 years if you count well. So this is power 13 minus 1. So this is 32,400 times 1.04 power 12. When you execute this, ladies and gentlemen, you are going to get Kenyan shillings 51,873.44. Part C, Roman 2, sorry. His total earnings by 30th December 2014. So the sum of n terms will be given by a into r power n minus 1 over r minus 1. They want the total earnings, the summation. So this is 32,400 into 1.04 power 13 minus 1 all over 1.04 minus 1. When you press this in a calculator, we are getting 538,709.54 Kenyan shillings, 0.54 Kenyan shillings. Let us look at the last question. That is question number 24. In question number 24, we are being told a calculator company produces scientific graphing calculators. Long-term projections indicate an expected demand of at least 100 scientific calculators and 80 graphic calculators each day. Due to limitation in production capacity, not more than 200 scientific calculators and 80 graphic calculators each day. not more than 200 scientific calculators and 170 graphic calculators can be made daily. To satisfy the shipping contract, a total of at least 200 calculators must be shipped daily. Taking the number of scientific calculators to be X and the graphic calculators to be Y, write down all the inequalities other than X being less than or equal to 0 and Y being less than or equal to 0 that satisfy this. So, when we look at that particular question, you can see we are being told that long-term projections indicate that expected demand of at least 100 scientific calculators. What does it mean? If scientific calculators are X, at least 100. So this means X should be greater than or equal to 100. And 80 graphic calculators, meaning also that Y should be greater than or equal to 80. Due to this limitation in production capacity, not more than 200 scientific calculators and 170 graphic calculators can be made daily, but at least a total of 270 should be made. So this means not more than 200 scientific calculators should be made daily. So not more than 200. So meaning that X that should be made should not be more than 200. Meaning should be less than or equal to 200. And 170 graphics, meaning that also Y should again be less than or equal to 200. But now here is the trick. They are saying to satisfy this, a total of at least 200 calculators must be made. Meaning, when I take the number of scientific calculators plus the number of graphic calculators, the total should be greater than or equal to 200. Greater than or equal to 200. This Y value here, this one should be greater than, less than or equal to 170. This one here. And these are all the inequalities in the statement. Part B. On the grid, draw the inequalities. Let us try to draw these inequalities as fast as we can due to time. I hope you can all see and relate. So here I can go with a range of 5. This is 0. Can have here 50, 100, 150 here, maybe 200. On the x-axis also the same. This can be 50, 100, 150, 200. Then they are saying, let us do the drawing. So when they say x is greater than or equal to 80, this is a line cutting. Let me start with the first one. X is greater than or equal to 100 is a line cutting the x-axis at 100. A line cutting the x-axis. Let me use a green ink in this blue ink. X-axis at 100 here. And because x should be greater than or equal to 100, then the left hand side is false. So we usually shade the unwanted region. The next one is y should be greater than or equal to 80. So y should be greater than or equal to 80. So if 10, so each is 5. So I want 80. So if this is 50, 55, 6, this is 75, 80, this is 80. 80 is here. 80 is here. Sorry, let me draw on the right line. 80. Our 80 is here. Yes. And you can see they are saying y should be greater than or equal to 80, meaning we shared the lower region. This is false. Again, x should be less than or equal to 200. X should be less than or equal to 200. This is the line. Sorry for that. Let me have the line drawn. Let me have the line drawn. This is our line at x being 200 here. So they said x should be less than or equal to 200. So meaning this other side is false, the greater side is false. I hope you can relate and see. Then the next they are saying x plus y should be less than 200, greater than or equal to 200. So when you have x plus y being that, so this is like saying x plus y is equals to 200. Let me get that equation. X, y values. When x is 0, y is 200. When this is 0, this is 200. And if this is 100, 100, 100, 100. Let me plot. So I'll have here 100, 100 is here. Then 200, 0 is here. So let me draw that path. I hope you can relate and see. But now x plus y should be greater than or equal to 200, meaning we are shading the lower side of this. Now you can see, do we have any equation bounding? Y should be less than or equal to 170. Y at 170. This is 175. 170 is here. Y should be less than or equal to 170. So we shade the upper side. Yes, now you can see the region that has been bound. The next question is, if each scientific calculator solved is 2 shillings loss, while each graphic calculator solved produces a 5 shillings profit, determine the number of each type of calculator made daily to maximize the profit. So in this case here, to maximize the profit, so we can say determine the number of each type. So each scientific calculator sold is 2 shillings loss, and each graphic calculator sold is 5 shillings profit. So for maximum profit, then the graphic calculator should be more, while the scientific calculator should be less. So from the diagram, scientific is x, graphic is y. So the x value should be small, while the y value should be big. So this should be 100 and 170 at this corner point here. Because at this point, you just observe the corner points. At this point, we have 100 and 150. 100 and 170, sorry. In this other corner point, we have 200, 170. 200, 170. On the other end, we have 200. Then this is this 75, this is 80. Then on the other end I'm having yes, the corner points. Is it really? Yes. So for it, you know that the x value should be very big. In fact, the biggest value of x, big value of x, of y, and small value of x is at I can see also we have this top point. This top point is x 100, y 170, y is 170. That is the biggest, the minimum values. So because the loss should be small, the profit should be big. So here the answer should be 100 scientific and 170 graphic calculators. Then determine now the maximum profit. To determine the maximum profit, it's going now to be very simple. Let me first get the objective function. Let me get the objective function here. Objective the objective function P will be equal to, because scientific is giving a loss, so this is the negative 2x plus 5y. It's negative because it's a loss. So for maximum profit, we found 170. So this is negative 2 into 100 plus 5 into 170. So this is a maximum profit of Kenyan shillings 650. Kenyan shillings 650. In other words, you have to observe the corner points and see which corner point will give you the maximum profit. You can do the inspection method, use of LCM to draw the search line, or even yeah, there are several methods you could have used in that particular case. So this marks the end of this paper. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share our videos with your other friends. Thank you.